My name is Jamie Highstreet, and I'm the Title I Specialist at Vejar Elementary. Something that I'm often asked by parents is how they can support their child at home with reading. So today, I'm going to share a variety of ways that you can help your child at home with reading, and I hope that you find them helpful. The first tip I'd like to share is to remind you that you are a role model. As a parent, you are the primary role model for your child. Watching you read is something that they will notice, and talking to them about what you have read will encourage them to do the same. The next tip is to read aloud to them and have them read to you. As their role model, it's important for your child to hear the way that a good reader sounds. Additionally, it's good for them to be able to have someone to read aloud to and to practice. I often get asked if it's okay to read to your child in your family's primary language if it's not English. And the answer is yes. Any read aloud, whether it be in English or any other language, is always going to be beneficial for your child. Another great idea is setting aside time each day for reading. Having a routine is important for children. Setting a time each day for reading is a way to make sure that they participate in reading daily. It's also a great idea if you read at the same time as them, either your own book or the same book as them. You can also have a family reading time set aside daily. This will make reading more of a routine and an expectation. The next tip is to create a comfortable space for the reading. Reading space should be quiet and free of distractions. It can be on a couch or a chair, at the dinner table, in their bed, or wherever they are most comfortable. It's also important that there is good lighting so that they don't strain their eyes. A fun idea for reading is to read with silly voices or accents. This is something that children love to do. They can try out a British, Australian, Southern, or any other accent, or they can even make up their own. It changes things up and makes reading a lot of fun. Another way to make reading fun is to read to pets or stuffed animals. There are times when there is just not a person available when a child would like to read, and that's okay. Encouraging them to read to their pets or stuffed animals is a great way that they can practice their reading skills. A unique way that they can practice reading and have some quality time with family or friends is for them to read a story over Zoom or FaceTime. With all of us being at home right now, it's a great way to keep connections with the special people in our lives. A different way to practice reading is to label objects in your home. You can use Post-its or paper to label everyday objects for your child to read. You can also do this for high-frequency words that they are working on. This will help reinforce the words that they are learning. When you're outside of your home with your child, you can take advantage of that time by making a game of looking for letters or words while you're driving or walking. This is a great way to show your child that reading isn't just for books. Another way to engage your child is to ask them questions about what they're reading. If they're reading nonfiction, you might ask something like, "What are 3 things you learned about that topic?" Or if they're reading fiction, you might ask, "Tell me about the main character or characters." Or, "What was the problem in the story? And what was the solution?" Or, "Would you recommend that book to another person? And why?" A way to have your child reflect on what they read is to have them write or draw about it. This could be in a journal, on a whiteboard, or whatever is available at your home. You can ask them to share what they wrote or drew with you. It's also very important to encourage children to read both fiction and nonfiction. If a child prefers fiction, then you can encourage them to research a topic that interests them, so they will be happy to read nonfiction material. And if your child prefers nonfiction, you can try to find stories that interest them so that they will find enjoyment in those kind of books. The final idea that I'd like to share with you is that you can play letter and word games with your children. There are a variety of different letter and word games out there that you can use. And some examples include Scrabble, Boggle, Bananagrams, Upwords, and there's just so many more out there. Games are a great way for you to spend quality time with your child. I hope that you found these ideas helpful and that you have fun reading with your child during this time. Have a great school year.